Bro, baits the legend has made right there. So I'm gonna have to get your contact info and just do a live, just invite you on to do a live stream.
Absolutely, I'd be glad to.
All right,
Okay,
so this is our next vendor, guys. Go ahead and introduce yourself and the products that you have, and just tell us a little about you. I told them that you're going to be the swim bait guy, the custom swim bait guy.
gotcha. Yeah, my name is Rick Steckelberg with Southern Hook Lures. I make the bite-sized herring swim bait. And we've got a bunch of new baits coming out this year. What I do is I make a custom swim bait that I've been making for years now. And I just started back 2 years ago, full time at it, making custom swim baits. And I brought back my first original swim baits, which is called the bite size herring, which is this guy right here, that you can get at Hammond's and Outdoor Depot and Oakwood Bait and Tackle, places like that.
Gotcha.
This is my setup here. Um, and I've actually started coming out with a chrome one as well, which this is
Okay.
going to be the chrome one. I did have one that was a foil, but this is an actual chrome. It's not a paint. It's an
Okay.
actual process of a chroming process, just as if you would chrome a bumper on a car.
Gotcha.
Um, but the baits that I do are all hand carved out of a wood at first, and then it's made into a mold, and then that's when the process comes of doing everything else, trying to get it to swim correctly or swim the way that you want it to swim, and that's what I do.
Gotcha. Okay. So what would you say sets your baits apart from the other swim baits that are out there that may be similar to yours?
Mine is a realistic, molded out of an old or out of a blueback herring. I've
Gotcha.
actually got one with me that a guy brought to me today. I know that I'm moving the camera around a lot, and it's kind of crazy for me, but
All
he
right.
actually brought it to me, and it was actually one of the very first ones that I used to make back in the 80s, and it's actually the shape and the size of a herring. It was actually a blueback herring that this was cast from,
Oh, okay. So
and
you use
so
an actual herring is
it's
what
an
you use to
actual
make the mold.
that was an actual blueback herring, sure was,
Wow. Okay.
and he
Yeah, I
brought
always
that to me just today. Yeah.
yeah, and I wonder why people didn't do that more often, like make molds of the exact thing that they're trying to replicate. You know what I mean?
Well, the process is very difficult. You have to have it very, very frozen.
Hmm.
And until we learned about hydrogen, liquid nitrogen, freezing it so hard that you could, you know, nail a
Break
hammer,
it.
yeah, break
Right.
it.
Right.
Um, and then you had to have a fast set so that it could, set it real fast, because you sit there and let that thing get thawed out, it's just going to be nothing but a gooey mess.
Gotcha.
So that's how we figured out how to do this, and that's how you see some of these people now that have the lifelike bluegills and the lifelike crappies and the lifelike, perch and stuff like that. That's exactly where that's come from.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So hold up that one that you were showing again.
Which one? The real?
Yeah, let's see that one, and then
Uh-huh.
take a look at that other one. And what did you call that? The first one that you held up?
The first one is the bite-sized herring. This is the one that I'm known for. It's the same thing, except
Okay.
it's got the paint job on it. It's got the scale pattern on it. I make my own plastic tails.
Okay.
Um,
Can you hold it like from the tip of it to where, and just kind of hold it still, just to let them get a real good look at it? Yeah, and then move the camera in close to it, because this is one of the things that I was telling guys about these custom swim baits. And when these things are in the water, they look like the real deal. Now, if you
uh,
guys just take a look at the coloration on that thing, even where it just looks like it's just that plain flat white color, you can see some purple haze in there. I mean, those different colors. I mean, it's yeah, to me, it's amazing how those paint jobs are done, and you're able to get all those different colors to show up, even when it looks like it's just plain white. It's still
right.
not.
This particular bait right here, I have to pick up when I'm painting it. I have to pick this bait up almost 30 times.
Hmm.
So I have to pick this thing up 30 times, put 30 different shades, 30 different coats on this bait before it gets put into the next segment. And then I've got my newest product that I quit making because it was so much in demand that I couldn't keep up, and I just didn't want to make nobody mad. So I just stopped making it altogether. Is a smaller, even extra small size of that same bait.
Gotcha.
So now you've got a 3 3/4 inch blueback herring.
Okay.
So that's this guy right here, and I make it in the same colors. Also make it in chrome as well.
Okay, so you do already have the chrome. Okay.
I do, yeah. And the other bait that I've made this year, so that it would be more based not just on herring lakes, but I made one that's the shape of a shad.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
this one right here is 3 3/4 of an inch as well. It weighs 5/16 of an ounce. So it's just shy under a half of an ounce, and you can still cast it, 25, 30, 35 yards.
Okay.
Or you can flip it. It's got the same size hooks that my small snack size herring does, which is a number 6 treble hook. The bigger ones have a number 4. And then the extra mega, which is the 7-inch swim bait.
Okay.
Yeah, those have 2 on them.
So that's the biggest one right there?
That's the biggest one I make. It's 7.5 inches.
Can you hold that one up next to that first one that you held up? Let's just see the size difference for the guy.
I'll tell you what I'll do here. That's the difference. This was the small one, this was the medium one, and this was the extra large one.
Okay, gotcha. And can you put the camera like real close in on them? Let them see a real close up on it so they can see those paint jobs on there too. Gotcha. Yeah, that's nice. And what is the price point on those?
Well, today we have them at the show. The small ones are $50.
Okay.
And the medium size one, which is the one that I'm most known for, which is the bite size herring, it's $75 here at the show.
All right.
Now, whenever they get into the stores, you're going to be looking upwards, or for the small one, you're going to be at 80 or 65 or 70. And then the medium size one, you're going to be right at that 75 to 85 range.
Gotcha.
So I would suggest people, if y'all got the chance to still come back out here to Jimbo's Fishing Expo, to come out here and take advantage of these sales.
Gotcha. All right. So we have some questions coming in for you. We have so here on my channel, MoneyBass. So if people go to YouTube and search MoneyBass, and you'll see a bunch of videos come up from MoneyBass. And here on our channel, we have people that are called the Money Team. So those are supporters and subscribers of the channel and the members of the channel. So we have Paul Gavinsky. He's checking in, and his question is, are you slow rolling those baits? So I guess if you could just tell us the setup that you would use for the bait and how you would fish it. Like basically he's asking, are you slow rolling?
Okay. What I have learned over the years is I try to cater my fishing style to the people who everyday fishermen. So however you want to fish this, it is a medium sink bait. So in other words, it'll sink probably 8 inches per second. Sometimes, a foot a second. Mm-hmm. But if you want to count it down 5 or 10 feet over a brush pile and slow reel it back, you can do that with a medium retrieve. And what I use is a medium heavy G Loomis, 7'3" medium heavy G Loomis with 15-pound fluorocarbon with a 7.5 to 1 reel. Now, I had some people at Lake Hartwell that were wanting to reel this thing off of an 8.5 to 1, and it was right under the surface, jumping out of the water, and that's what they wanted. So you can reel it any way you want to, just allowing the fish to tell you how they want it presented. If you're fishing for 2 or 3 hours and you're slow reeling it and you're not getting any actions, especially if you're seeing them on the forward-facing sonar, not reacting to it, throw it across that brush pile, burn it across, make it look like a fleeing bait fish, make it look like it's struggling, and they will come after it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things for me. I was kind of surprised once I did figure out. I mean, because sometimes you get little clips in here and there. So I was out on Lake Lanier to the point where I was burning it as fast as I could reel the swim bait across the top. Right. And I was surprised that would actually get those fish to chase it even more. and they
Oh,
would come
absolutely.
up from like 20, 30 feet when they would see it flying across the top of the water, come up there and hit it. So with yours, and I guess the thing with that is what I found whenever I burn those too fast, sometimes they actually blow out and they'll fall over on the side. But what you're
Well,
saying with yours, it more so would like kind of skip out of the water, kind of
it'll
more like
skip out of the water, jump up, actually like a bait fish going out of the water. If you are reeling it too fast, I mean, you can reel a bait too fast. You can even reel a crankbait sometimes too fast.
right,
But if
exactly.
you're reeling it so fast and it's jumping out of the water and coming on its side, slow
Yeah.
it down just a second and pick it back up again and make sure it's got a happy medium, just like anything else does. Now, if somebody wanted a custom one to do nothing but burn, I mean, I can put different weights in them. They just have to
Oh,
just contact me, and it doesn't cost any extra for that. I just got to
whoa.
know.
All right, guys, did you hear that? So you can actually have your bait custom made with added weights or reduced weights, however you
That's,
want it. And
you can
basically,
have
they
you
could
can
tell.
have you can have a floater, you can have a mid-depth sink, you can have whatever you want, and that's what gives it the name Custom Swim Baits. It's not just custom because I custom made it. I
Or because of the
custom do it
paint job.
exactly the
Okay.
way you want to. Yep. Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Gotcha. And let's see. The other question that he has is, plus I'm guessing that you should add another swivel to keep it from wobbling. So what do you think about? I've
No,
heard people saying they add
no,
swivels and things like that.
no. I recommend tying directly to the line tie with no swivel because it's not rotating in the water at all. It shouldn't
Gotcha.
spin. It shouldn't turn in a circle. It should be coming through the water just like a fish, and that's what you want. If you start having, you can add a snap if you want to, like a heavy duty snap. You can add that snap to give it a little better action or a little different action.
Gotcha. And real quick, before we ask you the next question, how can people reach you? I can kind of see your website right behind you. It's southernhooklures.com. Southern, let me see. Is that so? I see. Is it Southern or is it
It's Southern Hook Lures.
Southern Hook Lures? Okay. Okay. Because on the banner, it looks like it didn't have the N on there. So I wanted to make sure I was saying it right. So,
You're right. It doesn't.
right. Yeah, so we want to make sure we get that right because
Right.
you're the first person that I heard that said they will actually make it, put the weight it the way that you want. So it sounds like they can pretty much tell you like, hey, I want this one a little lighter, a little heavier, so I can
That's
burn it.
correct.
That is, it's not just so much the custom fit, because a lot of times when people hear custom swim baits, they're just thinking of the custom color, the
Right.
colors that they put on there. So
No, I
yours is
can
a little,
I already have them already pre-made as to what somebody wants to do with them. I make a floater, but I don't sell it to the customer, to the store, because that would put so many SKUs out there. And with the price of them, a lot of stores aren't just going to keep a wide variety of different stuff like that.
exactly.
So I offer that. You would have to get in touch with me via my website. And then once you email me, then I can either message you or talk to you on the phone personally, and then I can get exactly what you want, and then I can make that happen.
Gotcha.
Bro, baits the legend has made right there. So I'm gonna have to get your contact info and just do a live, just invite you on to do a live stream.
Absolutely, I'd be glad to. I'd be glad to. Those aren't just the ones I make. I've got other stuff over here I make too.
All right. All right. So I don't know if you guys can. Yeah, you guys can kind of see the colors in there. So it may look a certain color whenever you first take a glance at it, but the detail that you see in there, whenever you look a little bit closer, and then when after the sun hits these, it will bring out different colors that you don't initially see.